Do you know which city in Korea is Ella's hometown?
Well, not really.
It's Jeonju.
Jeonju? I think I might have heard of it before.
Then do you know what the most famous food in Jeonju?
불고기 or 떡볶이?
No, it's bibimbap. Jeonju is the city of bibimbap.
Aha! Wait. Then today's menu is
Right, we are going to make bibimbap today.
Oh, I'm already excited.
Yes, then let's call Ella. 1, 2, 3, Ella!
Bubble, welcome to the Korean cooking class. 지글지글, 보글보글, welcome to the Korean cooking class. I am Ella
And I am Daniela.
Okay, guys, today we are going to make bibimbap.
Bibimbap. Okay. So tell us something that's unique about bibimbap.
Yes, it's a traditional Korean dish where we mix rice with various vegetables and meat. Because of various ingredients and their color. Also, we call hwaban, which means flour rice.
Flour rice.
Flour
Okay.
rice.
It sounds very pretty.
Yes.
It sounds like we're gonna have a lot of ingredients to prepare, colorful ingredients. So guys, let's not waste any more time and let's get right into the meat of the matter. So Ella, what are our ingredients for today?
Yes. We have bean sprout and spinach and green onion, and cucumber, zucchini, white radish, onion, egg, beef. And also we have optional ingredients. We have shiitake mushroom, coconut, pine nut, date. So, if you think it's difficult to get them, you don't have to use them. You don't have to buy it, okay?
Okay, so today guys, Ella will focus on showing us what traditional or one style of traditional bibimbap looks like.
Yes.
So if you didn't have the chance to get the optional ingredients, that's fine guys, don't sweat it, just use what's at your disposal. If you did have the chance otherwise to get it, kudos to you man, and I hope you enjoy everything that you prepared. So on to the next thing. Ella, what's our seasoning for today?
Yes, seasonings. We have salt and sugar and dashida. But if you don't have, I recommend you to use chicken seasoning. And we have red pepper powder, sesame seed, soy sauce, soup-based soy sauce, honey, minced garlic, minced ginger, Korean traditional red pepper paste, and black pepper and sesame oil, vegetable oil.
Okay, so Ella, was there anything you told us to prepare before class today?
Yes. First, we need to cook Korean style rice.
Korean style rice. Oh guys, what that means is Korean style rice is short grain, so that means it sticks. So when you prepare your meal, it will stick the ingredients together, just like sushi rice. That was a fun fact. Anything else that we need to know?
Yes. Second, if you could get shiitake mushroom, please soak in the water beforehand.
Okay, and anything else?
And third, please make sure wash your vegetables.
Okay, so guys, let's get right into the meat of the matter. So Ella, what's the first thing that we have to prepare today?
Okay, let's blend the bean sprout and spinach.
Okay.
So can you please fill the pot with the water?
Okay, no problem.
Give me one bottle. Okay, please turn on your stove. So let's cover our pot.
Okay.
While we are waiting, let's prepare our cucumber first.
Okay, no problem. So Ella, can you teach us what's cucumber in Korean?
Cucumber in Korean,
Mm-hmm.
오이.
O-E.
Yeah, one more time. 오이.
Okay.
One more time.
오이.
오이.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, let's cut it. We will cut the cucumber and we will cut in half. Then cut them into half moon shape.
Is there a name for a half moon shape?
Yes. 반달 모양.
반달
Yes.
모양.
반달 is half moon. 모양 is shape.
반달 모양.
Yes.
반달 half moon 모양 shape.
Yes.
반달 모양.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
반달 모양. Okay. Can you give me a bowl, Daniela?
Sure. Probably do.
We will marinate with salt for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Can you add pinch of salt?
Pinch of salt.
Yes. Yes.
This much?
Yes. One more time. Okay. Okay. We will marinate for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Let's turn on your stove. Okay. Can you put a little bit of the salt here? Pinch of salt.
This much?
Pinch of salt. Good job.
Okay, good.
Yes, water is boiling. So we need to put spinach and bean sprout here.
Everything?
Yeah. We are blanching the spinach
Okay.
and bean sprout. Do you know when water is boiling? How to say in Korean?
No. Can you teach me?
보글보글.
보글보글?
Yes.
That sounds so
보글보글.
cute.
보글보글.
보글보글.
You know when we are starting at the beginning, we say 지글지글, 보글보글.
Ah, that is
Yes.
like a water sound.
Yes, water is 보글보글.
What is jiggle jiggle?
Same.
Same?
Mm.
Oh, okay. So that's our catchphrase. Jiggle jiggle, 보글보글.
When usually say 지글지글, 보글보글, when soup is boiling.
Ah, okay.
soup is 지글지글, 보글보글.
And then water is just 보글보글.
Yes.
Okay.
Blanching the spinach for 1 minute.
Okay, guys. So if you don't want the kitchen to smell, do not lift the pot cover, which has the bean sprout in it. Okay. And do you need a cold water for
Yes,
blanching?
yes, please. So I think it's past 1 minute. So also bean sprout also boiling. So we will open it. Turn it off your stove. To the cold water. Rinse them. And we will sketch out and move to the bowl. We will sketch out the water. Daniela, do not take out all the bean sprout. Leave it some.
Okay.
We will make bean sprout soup later.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. We take out bean sprout to the bowl.
We don't have to squeeze it.
Yes.
Okay.
Squeeze
You-
only for the spinach.
Okay. Don't squeeze it, guys. What's the name for bean sprout in Korean?
In Korean,
Mm-hmm.
콩나물.
콩나물.
Yes. 콩나물.
콩나물.
Yes. One more time.
콩나물.
Very good.
Okay. Good. And what's the name for spinach in Korean?
Spinach.
Mm-hmm.
In Korean,
Mm-hmm.
시금치.
시금치.
Yes. 시금치.
시금치.
Yes. One more time.
시금치.
시금치.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
So let's season spinach first.
Okay.
So we will put a little bit of garlic and sesame seed and thank you, sesame oil. What is next? 조물조물. 조물조물. And next, we will season bean sprout. Put little bit of garlic. Sesame seed. Sesame oil. Okay. 조물조물. Mix it. Yes. This bean sprout in Korean, 콩나물.
콩나물.
Yes, 콩나물.
콩나물.
Yes. One more time.
콩나물.
Good job. 콩나물. 콩나물.
콩나물.
Okay. Okay, it's done.
Okay. So what will we do next?
So it's already 10 minutes for the cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
We will squeeze out and seasoning. So we will squeeze out the spinach. Squeeze.
So Ella, how do we say squeeze in Korean?
Squeeze in Korean. 짜다.
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 짜자.
오이를 짜다.
오이를 짜다.
One more time. 오이를 짜다. 짜다.
짜다. 오이를 짜다.
Yes. So put garlic. A little bit of sugar. Sesame seed. Sesame oil. And mix well with your hands. Okay, we will cut the white radish. Daniela, can you help me to cut together?
Yeah.
And we will cut really thinly,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will cut into the strips.
Okay.
If you think difficult to cut it because it's too hard, You can just cut half and stand cutting board. Cut it is more stable. And we will cut them into strips.
Okay, so what is next?
We will season white radish.
Okay, what do we need?
Red pepper, powder, garlic, sesame seed, sugar. And mix well with your hand. Okay. Next, we will cut the zucchini.
Okay. What is zucchini in Korean?
Zucchini in Korean, 호박.
Hobak.
Yes, 호박.
Hobak.
Yes, one more time, 호박. Good job.
And how do you want to cut it?
Cut in half and cut them into half moon shape.
What is half moon shape again?
반달 모양.
반달 모양.
Yes, 반달 모양.
반달 모양.
Yes.
Zucchini is hobak.
호박. 호박을 썰다.
호박을 썰다.
썰다.
호박을 썰다.
썰다. So we are going to cut the shiitake mushroom.
Mhm.
We already stuck in the water. So when you cut it, please squeeze out.
All the water.
Yes.
And then is
And
there a name for shiitake mushroom?
Yes. In Korean?
Yeah.
Yes. 표고버섯.
표고 버섯.
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 Mushroom is 버섯.
버섯.
표고
표고
버섯.
버섯.
Yeah. 표고 is the name of the mushroom.
Okay.
So this is 표고버섯.
표고 버섯.
Yes, very good. So please cut out stem.
Okay.
Please cut out the stem. Cut them into
Thin slices.
thin slices. So add some garlic. Korean people loves garlic and sesame and sesame seed. And soup-based soy sauce. Sesame oil. Mix well with your hand. And later we will stir fry shiitake mushroom. Good smell. Okay, and it's done.
Okay.
Shiitake mushroom. Can you put here?
Okay.
And
You want to squeeze that out?
yes. Can you give me a bowl, Daniela?
Definitely.
So we can see there is water coming out. So we will squeeze out zucchini. So we will stir fry this zucchini. Daniela, can you give me the frying pan, please?
Sure. Sure.
Sure. Okay. Turn on your stove and put the zucchini.
Okay.
And give me some sesame oil here.
Can you tell me when to stop?
Yes.
This way?
Little bit more.
A little bit more this way?
Yes. Yes, good.
That's good.
And garlic please. Sesame seed.
What is stir fry?
Stir fry in Korean. 볶다.
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 Bibimbap is almost getting ready.
Okay. So many things that are colorful that makes the flower dish.
Flower dish.
What is flower dish again?
화반.
화반.
화반. Yeah, we don't usually say 화반.
Just bibimbap?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's a fun tip.
Yeah. Flower food. I think zucchini is ready.
Okay.
So we will move it to the empty bowl. And we will stir fry right away this shiitake mushroom.
Okay. And you need
A little bit of sesame oil. Yes, very good. And we are going to put shiitake mushroom. Okay,
beautiful.
beautiful.
What's next?
Let's make our egg garnish.
Okay.
So we will crush the egg and separate it, the yolk and egg white.
Okay.
So separate it, egg white and yolk. Can you give me a fork, please? So we will fry egg. Put a little bit oil.
Okay, guys, when frying the egg white, reduce your fire. Okay.
Right away. Okay, good. So next we will stir fry jinkono. Can you give me a little bit of sesame oil?
Sure. Time to stop.
Stop.
Okay.
I think it's ready. Okay, I think the egg is cooked, so let's cut it.
Okay.
So fold the egg, cut thinly. So we will move to the plate. And next we will cut the white egg white.
So next.
Bibimbap sauce.
So what do we need?
Of course, Korean traditional paste.
What is it called?
고추장.
Okay.
고추장.
Okay. 고추장.
Good.
Okay.
고추장.
고추장.
Good. First, we will cut the beef.
Okay.
So we cut the beef.
Finished.
Yes. And then place diced onion and green onion.
Okay.
I will cut the onion quarter.
Can you read the sentence again?
양파를 썰다.
양파를 썰다.
Yeah, onion in Korean, 양파. So, cut the onion in Korean, 양파를 썰다. Yes. scallion. Please cut in half. And cut it.
And scallion in Korean is 파.
파. 파를 썰다.
파를 썰다.
Yes, correct. Okay. Yes. Finish. So let's stir fry beef first. Let's make a bibimbap sauce. Put the beef in the frying pan. And can you give me sesame oil, please? and garlic.
Garlic. What else?
And sugar, please.
Sugar.
Can you give me the green onion and onion? Cut green onion and onion. We are going to put it. Later. Can you give me a black pepper?
Okay. Sure.
Can you please give me a red pepper paste? 조금 more. Can you give me a seasoning oil? And honey, please. Honey. Everything. Bibimbap sauce is ready, so turn it off the stove. Are you guys follow me?
Yes. Well, I hope you guys are following.
So we will move to the dish. Let's make fried egg. Can you give me a oil?
Which one?
Vegetable oil.
Not too much. This one. Okay.
Good enough. So now we are going to make flower decoration using date. Date.
Okay.
Okay. Cut the date. And you need to open the date. And you will see the seed. Please take it out the seed. For the date. Let's cut it.
Okay guys, so I hope you, just like us, finished preparing everything. So now we're gonna plate it and then Ella's gonna show us how to plate it, okay? So first, we're gonna add our bean sprouts. Nicely done. Next, you're gonna add spinach. Take your time.
There's not a specific rule to decorate. you just not to overlap the color.
So let's make a flower.
Yes, make a flower.
Colorful flower, colorful flower. Okay. And next we're going to use a radish that we use the pepper flakes on, so it has a reddish color. Right. And then just take your time to plate it. And then next we're gonna have our shiitake mushrooms. So that's the brown color next to the red color. Right? So first we did white, green, red. Now we have a little brown in the mix. Okay, and then next we're gonna add our eggs. Again, so we're gonna add the yellow, which is the yolk, right beside the brown color. Nice. Then we're gonna add our cucumbers. Right beside our egg. And nice little to our fish. And then going back to the eggs. Then we're adding the white right in between the cucumbers and the green stuff. But if your dish is bigger, then you're gonna have more space. Okay. And last, or well, not last, but next, our zucchini. And that's right between the egg and the shiitake mushrooms. Then our whole eggs that we fried, and drop that right in the middle. Perfect, right in the middle. We're gonna add our green color right on the outer part, which is the egg white. Nice. And then we're gonna add our pine nuts. Also an addition to the outer part of the egg white. Okay. Hope you guys are finished with that. Then we're gonna add our sauce. Beef with gochujang, ginger, garlic, honey, and anything else we added, like sesame oil. Gonna put that right on top of your bean sprouts. And then we're gonna add our lovely sesame seeds right on top of that gochujang. And then last but not least, your beautiful flower date that you had cut before. You're gonna put that right in the center of the yolk. And ta-da!
Ta-da!
So guys, I hope you enjoyed. You're finished.
Thank you.
Good job.
Good job.
먹겠습니다. 뭐 비빔밥이다. 완전 맛있어 보여.
나도 빨리 비벼볼까?
비벼서 먹어보자.
야, 너 뭐냐? 왜 이렇게 맛있어 보이냐?
아직 비비지도 않았어.
아직 먹진 않았어.
비비는 중이야.
아, 근데 좀 아깝다.
그러니까 엄청 너무 예쁘게 돼 있어가지고.
처럼 생겼는데.
언니 비벼.
아, 내 것도 빨리 비울까?
비빔밥이 있잖아. 야채가 엄청 많아가지고 잘 안 비벼지는 것 같은데 어때?
야, 그럴 때는
국물 살짝
넣어야지.
이렇게.
그.
맛있겠다, 맛있겠다. 많아 진짜.
여기 뭐뭐 들어간 거지? 호박도 들어가고, 버섯도 들어가고, 계란도 들어가고.
엄청 많이 들어가서 이제 몸에 좋지.
진짜 완전 건강식이네.
내가 진짜 좋아하는 음식. 비빔밥 진짜 너무 좋아해. 언니는 제일 좋아하는 음식이 뭐야?
나? 다 좋아하는데 종류로 따지면 한식? 한식이 제일 맛있지.
난 비빔밥 진짜 좋아해.
너는 한식 중에서 비빔밥?
홍남국이랑 같이 먹으면 비빔밥이 그렇게 맛있을 수 있어.
오늘 음식인데?
나 너무 좋아해.
이 정도면 다 됐나?
한 번만 더 비비고
맛있겠다.
진짜 너무 맛있는데?
와. 고추장은 소고기 고추장이구나.
난 그 콩나물 씹히는 거 너무 좋아.
아삭아삭. 한국에서는 이렇게 시원한 국물을 마실 때는 하는 게 있지.
근데 진짜 콩나물국수가 너무 맑아가지고 너무 맛있어. 너무 잘 어울려. 맵고 안 맵고 딱 좋아. 근데 진짜 콩나물만 나는 것도 아니고 밥만 있는 것도 아니고 너무 다 아유. 음. 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 음.
Thank you for joining our class. See you guys next time. Bye!
Hello, everyone. It's nice seeing you guys again, and I'm very thankful to be able to speak to you guys. I really enjoyed the mind education sessions I share with you, and I hope that they have been helpful to you. I understand that you've been attending mind education sessions with many other instructors, not only myself, but I really hope that these things that we talk about not only are something that are fun to learn, but also something that helps you out in the future. And so today, guys, I wanted to talk to you about conversation. And so you might be thinking, okay, that's a really interesting topic to talk about. Well, what can we talk about conversation about? And so, but actually, everyone, this is a very, very important topic, and actually it gets more and more important the more and more we think about it. As you guys were learning the world of the heart throughout the Korean camp program and also various other programs that we do, the heart, it has a special way of flowing to each other, and that happens a lot through conversation. And so when I open up, when I talk about my true self, talk about my true thoughts, that's when I'm able to actually make progress in my relationship with other people, and also kind of receive closure about the things that I have inside. For example, my worries and my fears, if I'm able to talk about them, I feel much better, right? And so that's something you all probably have experienced before. If you talk to your parents, for example, about some things you're worried about, some things that you have concerns about, or you talk about to your parents about whether you're angry or not. Or maybe if you don't talk to your parents, you talk to your friends, or you talk to your friends, or you talk to anybody about how you feel. And then when we do that, even though it's hard at first, we feel better, right? We feel better. Everyone, what I want to talk about today is not just about how we feel better through conversation. I want to talk about what makes true conversation versus just superficial conversation, and why conversation is so important, and what is the barrier to conversation. And so I want to talk about these things. And even though it's a little bit hard, maybe out of order or a little disorganized, please stay with me and we'll get through this, and I believe it's going to be a very fun time we have together. So before we start, I wanted to show you a small video clip of what I found recently while I was watching YouTube. And I want to go ahead and show you this clip and see what you think about it.
Okay, Ross, I realized that you didn't expect to walk in and see that, but let me explain, okay?
We weren't doing anything!
Rach, he just saw us. But what you saw, that is the extent of it, okay? One kiss.
No, come on, that is a lie. We also kissed in Barbados.
Dude, chill! Okay, we also kissed in Barbados, but we didn't plan it, okay? And the only reason that happened was because I saw you kissing Charlie.
Yeah, you started it. I have got to chill.
Look, we probably should have talked to you about this before it ever happened, but...
Oh, we feel so terrible about this, Ross.
Yeah, but it did happen. So... Ross?
Ross? Can we just close the door? Ross, say something. Anything.
So you two are...
Yeah. Ross, this is not how we wanted you to find out about this. You have every right to go nuts.
I'm not going nuts. Do you see me going nuts?
No, but you know what I mean.
Hey. If you two are happy, then I'm happy for you. I'm fine.
Really?
Absolutely. I'm fine. Totally fine. I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine. I'm not saying I wasn't a little surprised to see you guys kissing. I mean, at first I was like, ah! But now that I've had time to absorb it, loving this,
Ross.
it's all working out. Me and Charlie and you two. You know what we should do?
Calm ourselves?
No. We should all have dinner. Yes, we'll do it tomorrow night. I'll cook.
Look, don't you think that'll be a little weird?
Weird? What? What's weird? The only thing weird would be if someone didn't like Mexican food because I'm making fajitas.
Did you guys like it? Yes, it's pretty funny, right? And so, the character was saying, I'm fine, even though he likes the girl, right? And of course, it's his friend. Ross's friend is the one that's now dating Jennifer Aniston's character. But in his heart, he feels very hurt and he feels very shocked and then maybe even betrayed, right? But when his friends come up to him and talk to him and they say, oh, are you fine? Are you fine? What does he say? I'm fine. I'm fine. But everyone, I saw this video and it was very funny. It was very, very funny. But the more I thought about it, I realized, wow, don't we live like that? How many times do we go to school or we go to meet somebody and what do we say? Oh, hello, how are you? How are you doing? And what do we say back? I'm fine. But everyone, let me ask you. Out of all the times you said you're fine, were you really fine? So I don't want to make any assumptions about people, but honestly, every time you told someone you're fine, I'm fine, were you really fine? Or was there heaviness in your heart at that moment? Or was there a lot of conflict or turmoil in your heart at that moment? Everyone, for me, I'm not sure about you guys. Maybe you guys are very honest and you're able to say what your true feelings all the time. But many times I tell people I'm fine when I'm not fine. When I'm really not fine, when there's a problem or difficulty that I don't know what to do, when there's worries and concerns in my life, there's many times I'm not fine, but what do I tell people? I'm fine, right? It's like a default answer we throw at people. We just throw it at them and we want to quickly pass the conversation and not even have most of the time, not even have a conversation, right? But everyone, if you think about it, let's think about it like this. There's something called oxygen, as you all know, that we need to survive. And actually, the human brain can only live around 5 minutes without oxygen. Around the 5th minute mark, there's permanent damage to your brain if there's no oxygen, right? And so, and it's irreversible. Brain damage, once it's done, it cannot be fixed, and so it's irreversible. And so, people die usually at the 6th minute mark. So, everyone, if only if we didn't have oxygen starting now, we would be dead only 5 minutes later, right? Maybe some people even quicker than that, right? Everyone, so we know the oxygen is so important, but everyone, have you ever thought about conversation to be like oxygen for your heart? Do you ever think about conversation to be how your heart breathes? Right? Of course, for example, you go to the classes, you learn new things. However, have you ever tried it out for yourself? Spoke it out for yourself, tried it, right? It's a big difference when you participate and speak out and try to learn Korean words than when you just sit back and just, watch the instructors, take some notes. There's a big difference. But also, everyone, the same with conversation. Conversation is the oxygen for the heart. What I mean by that is you are breathing out what? All the things in our heart so we can do what? Accept new things from other people. So all my fears and all my distrust and all my concerns, if I'm able to talk about them, they come out of my heart. And what can come in? Hope, encouragement, inner strength, peace, stability, right? These things can enter my heart only when I release something out. And so conversation is oxygen for your heart. But everyone, let's think about it. If you were not having honest conversations or heartfelt conversations with anybody for a long time, so what do you think the state of your heart is like then? Do you think your heart will be healthy? Do you think your heart will be doing well? right? Do you think your heart will be good and everything's fine, and as time gets by, it works out, you feel better and you do well, and things work out more, and is that what happens? No, everyone, right? As you all know, as you all probably experienced, some people experience this a little bit, some people experience this a lot, but things do not just get better because we wait. Right? Things, when we have like a conflict with somebody, just because we don't talk to them anymore, we don't see them anymore, it doesn't mean it solves the conflict, resolves anything related to that. So when we live our life, we have to realize that conversation is like oxygen for our heart. And then we have to be able to talk about things, not just I'm fine, I'm fine, some of the subject away. So the person that we don't want to talk to, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm fine them away, so you don't have to talk to them. Not like that kind of conversation, but what's the things in your heart comes out, and the things from someone else's heart comes in. That is what I mean by true conversation and true exchange. So, but everyone, if you know about solitary confinement, so solitary confinement is when they lock up a prisoner for a long time by themselves, and on top of that, there's no human interaction. Right? There's no human interaction. They don't get to hear anybody talk. When they are given food, it's given to them in silence. The only sounds that they probably do hear is like the guards of the prison walking, cell to cell. There's no talking, right? And so they're in solitary confinement. But everyone, the health causes of solitary confinement are very serious, right? It's very serious. Mental, there's a lot of experts coming out nowadays saying that solitary confinement could be defined as torture. But let's think about it. Of course, we know solitary confinement is bad, but all you're doing is just being stuck in a room by yourself, right? Is that you're not being tortured? It's not like people are like waterboarding you or like, zapping you with electricity, right? It's not like that kind of torture. And so it's very interesting why people consider solitary confinement to be torture, but a lot of experts are coming out and saying that in terms of mental health, it's very bad for you. And actually, the damages it can cause to someone's psyche or to their emotional well-being is very serious. Like, for example, so people have experienced in the past, through solitary confinement, anxiety, and then heightened anger, violent thoughts, nightmares, sweaty hands, and their heart beating irregularly, and then also insomnia, which basically is being unable to sleep at night. So there's a lot of stories about how when prisoners are in solitary confinement, they start imagining things that are not there, right? They start having nightmares, imagining things that are not there, and then they start seeing things that are not there. They start hallucinating, and their mind starts to play tricks on them. But everyone, you might hear this and be like, okay, I guess that's so, but let's think about it again. Solitary confinement is only you just being by yourself. That's it, right? But what happens when people are by themselves for a long time is a lot of problems, a lot of issues. And so everyone, the reason why I'm talking about solitary confinement is to emphasize how important our conversation is with other people. A lot of people are isolated. And so, excuse me, a lot of people are isolated. A lot of people do not have a trusted person to talk to, which is very sad. But everyone, one of the main point of today's talk is to point out one of the biggest factors that prevents us from having conversation. Everyone, let's think about it. Let me ask you a question. What do you think is the biggest factor that prevents you from having conversation? Having true conversation, getting to know someone truly. Everyone, and if I can offer a suggestion, it would be your preference. Alright, so I'm not sure if you know this movie. This is from High School Musical. But I think the movie came out, oh my gosh, a long time ago. Maybe even some before some of you guys were born, right? It's not that old of a movie, but then again, time is passing by very fast, and like kids who are born in like 2000s are now adults, and so maybe you guys were born around the time this movie came out. And I apologize if I'm incorrect, but maybe this came out around like 2009 or 2003. Sorry, I don't know the details, but it's called High School Musical. It's a Disney film. And there's a scene in the movie where they're in the cafeteria, and it's a musical, right? And then there's groups of students, and I'm sure all of this is apparent at your high school as well, or even your middle school. So there's like the jocks, right? The athletes, and then there's in another table there's the nerds and the geeks, and at the other table it's like the singers and the artsy people who love the stage and drama, things like that. And they're all sitting according to their interests, right? And then this young man, he's a really good basketball player, but he started singing and he said like, I actually love cooking. I love cooking, so I want to be able to cook. And he's telling his jock friends, his athletic friends this, and what do they say? No, no, no. Stick to the status quo, right? So that's I would love to try to sing it for you, but then guys might all leave the Zoom meeting, so I will not sing it. But basically, the lyrics go, no, 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 stick to what you know, stick to the status quo. Because what that means is the status quo means stick to what society tells you who you are, right? So if you're a jock, just be good at basketball, just be, a cool act cool, act like you have it figured out. And, don't show other people that you like cooking. That's lame. You're a cool, basketball player. Why would you tell other people that you cook? That's lame, right? So they would like, they're poking fun. They're not poking fun at him, but they're more like chastising him. Yeah, why? Don't tell people that you love to cook. You have to protect your reputation, right? But everyone, the reason why I'm talking about this is because everybody has their preferences, right? The jocks only stick with the jocks, and the people that loves to study, people that are smart, you might consider them the smart kids at school. They only hang out with who? The other smart kids. Oh, I love to study with vocab cards, or maybe people who love video games. They hang out with people that love video games, right? So everybody hangs out with people who are like them. In other words, people who they like, right? People who get them. People who are easy to talk to. But everyone, this is one of the biggest problems in terms of conversation. Everyone, so when you're just in a regular setting, how many people do you actually like, right? How many people do you get along with? Or how many people did you open up and talk to? Automatically we have assumptions about people. Oh, I don't like this person's attitude. I don't like that person's personality. I don't like this person because of this. I don't like how they dress, etc., 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 etc. But everyone, these preferences, this mindset of I want to open my heart to who I want to open my heart to. And if I don't like you, I don't like you. And if I like you, I like you. That is one of the biggest barriers to conversation. Let's think about it. Why is it like that? Because everybody has a deeper flavor to them, a deeper persona to them. But if we just judge people at face value, will we ever try to talk to them or try to open our heart to them to get to know them? The only way for us to get to know someone is to do what? Open up in conversation, right? But what's the problem? I don't like you because you're like this, and you don't like me because I'm like that, so let's not ever talk. And then let me get along with only people that are like me, people that understand me, people I'm comfortable with. I just want to be with my friends that I know. I don't want to be with anybody who says something that I don't like. I don't be with anybody who doesn't understand me. You have to understand me for me to have a conversation with you. Everyone, this is so bad. And this is why there's so much distrust in society. And so everyone, do you know who these people are? Of course you do. This is on the left is Tony Stark, on the right is Steve Rogers, aka Iron Man and Captain America. Everyone, so I apologize if this is a really bad example, but couldn't come up with anything to talk about. But if you watch the movie the Marvel movies, right? These characters are portrayed in a very interesting way, and it's because they are very different from each other, personality wise, and in terms of philosophy, they are very different. So, for example, one time they were arguing, and then Tony Stark, Iron Man, said, "Hey, the Avengers needs to work with the governments of different countries, right? We must work together, and so we understand each other." But then Captain America says, "No, we can't work together with these governments because these governments will try to use us for their own personal gain and their own benefit." Right? And they had a big argument, and they became a big fight, and then their friendship broke. Right? Let's think about it. Even though they have differences, right? Even though they have differences, at the end of the day, when they come together, and when they have true fellowship, I'm not sure you call this fellowship, but if you get what I'm saying, right? True exchange. There is so much more benefit that comes from that, right? As you guys probably saw the last movie in the series, right? They work together to fight the main bad guy, Thanos, right? And so everyone, of course, this you might not like Marvel, or you might think this is a very childish example, but what I wanted to say was, there's people we don't get along with, right? There's people that at first we don't really get. But that doesn't mean you can't work together. That doesn't mean you can't have a conversation with them. That doesn't mean you have to cut them off and banish them from your hearts. Right? Just like how, these people put their differences aside, and their differences actually made them a really good team, right? In the same way, there's so many people in our life that we cut off and we, count off and say, "I don't want to talk to you ever again," and, kind of brush them off. But those people become a great benefit to us. Everyone. So lastly, I would like to talk about my own personal story. So there's me in the middle. I don't know why my pants are rolled up. So maybe it was because it was hot. And this is a picture of my wife's siblings and also my siblings. So my wife has a brother and a sister, and then I have one brother and 3 sisters. And so 2 of my sisters were there. And I want to talk to you about my relationship with my youngest sister. Her name is Priscilla. So me and Priscilla, we actually don't get along that well, to be honest. We don't get along, and much of it's my fault, to be honest. Much of it, there's many expectations I had towards her. I wanted her to be academically successful, and I wanted her to, be a certain way because I felt like it would help her out in life if she was a certain way. And I don't want to get into too much of the details, but I wanted her to study well, wanted her to make right decisions, and we will have a lot of conflict about our differences of opinion. Right, we'll have a lot of conflict about that. But one time, my sister went to a trip to Korea, right, and then she brought back stickers for me. It's Zootopia, right? The movie, the Disney movie, the Zootopia. And so she brought back these name stickers. So all these stickers had my name on it. And so the reason why these name stickers are so important is because you could put them on your items. And so if someone finds them, your name is on it, so they can return it to you. And she brought me back these stickers. But when I was thinking about it, I was very thankful because even though we have our differences, even though we, many times we argue and we don't get along, and her personality is similar to mine, and so I think but you would think that we'll get along if our personalities are similar, but that actually causes conflict. And so we argue each other, and we always are arguing and having, throwing fits and things like that. But when I received those stickers from her, I was very thankful, right? And I could feel her heart, right? I could feel that, even though I'm a very, not the greatest brother, not the ideal brother, that she still appreciates me, and then I also appreciate her, right? So everyone, if we think about it, there's so many people in our life that we not only had this superficial relationship with. We argue yesterday. I never want to talk to them ever again. I don't want to talk to them. No, our relationships are so much deeper than that. But the problem is, what happens is people are weak-hearted. People don't want to challenge themselves or face the burden of opening up and talking. And because of that, we become more isolated and more isolated, and then fall deeper and deeper inside of ourselves. Our heart rots away without conversation. And what the thing is, what stops conversation is, my own preferences, my own thoughts, my own heart, my own weak heart being unable to open up towards other people. So everyone, you all know the benefits of conversation before I even talked about it today. But everyone, when we think really, if we really think about it, all this when I open my heart and talk freely and get to know people that I didn't know I would like before, there's so much joy that comes from that, and so much happiness that comes from that. So I really hope that you guys can live experiencing that kind of happiness in your life. Thank you. I went over time. I'm sorry, I always go over time, but really appreciate how you guys are staying with the Korean program. Really hope to meet you all one day in person, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.